This is the L2C Media Network, and this is the what is this again? Oh yeah, this is Final with Steve Baxley, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. I'm Harry von Stuttgart, the announcer, and ladies and gentlemen, with the headlines and with the details on the headlines for the day in sports. Here's our man, the nicest guy in the world, or at least some aspects of the world, Steve Baxley. Steve, take it away, buddy. Okay, thanks very much, and I'm going to ask the control room if they can turn down the sound for a little while so I don't get the copyright strike, and can we lift up the lens? Thank you. Good evening, everybody. It is that time of day again, and we have a lot to do, so without further ado, or don't, can we turn on the thank you? Thank you. And let us get to it. We'll tell you about Game 2 of the World Series coming up. And here we go. Let's get to the scores of everything that we can in this moment in the sun. And as always, our scoreboard is presented by the great folks at Caesars Sportsbook. Remember, we are all Caesars. Huzzah! Okay, and we got, let me see if I can get this commercial off the board here. Commercial off the board. Thank you. Okay, we got some games that are still going on. Let's give it to you straight as we can and do a little fun. I think we need some. Early in the fourth period, and I'm sorry for the uhs. Early in the fourth period, the Portland Trailblazers, yes, they're leading the Memphis Grizzlies 87-77. With 6:55 left to play in the fourth quarter, it is the Sacramento Kings setting the Suns ablaze 95-8. 6:15 left to play in the third. Cavaliers hanging on to a 7-point lead. They lead the Los Angeles Clippers 60-53. Some final scores for you. The Charlotte Hornets over the Orlando Magic 120-111. Bridges with 31 points and 3 rebounds. Thank you. Bridges with 31 points and 6 rebounds. Anthony for Orlando with 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Atlanta Hawks over the New Orleans Pelicans 102-99. Young for Atlanta, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Graham for New Orleans, 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Whoops. There we go. All right, here we go. Toronto Raptors over the Indiana Pacers by a score of 118-100. Brogan for Indiana, 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Van Fleet for Toronto, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Miami Heat over the Brooklyn Nets, 106-93. Adebayo for Miami, 24 points, 9 rebounds. Durant for Brooklyn, 25 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. The Washington Wizards went to TD Gardens in Boston and had some baked beans and had some New England clam chowder, then had the Celtics for dessert, 116-107. Harrell for Washington, 25 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist. Tatum for Boston, 23 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Well, the winning streak didn't last, as the Oklahoma City Thunder took care of the Los Angeles Lakers 123-115. Davis for LA, 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Gilgeous Alexander for Oklahoma City, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Minnesota Timberwolves over the Milwaukee Bucks, 113-108. You know who is more happier for that win? Alex Rodriguez, one part of the ownership that owns the Minnesota Timberwolves. Russell for Minnesota, 29 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. And Umpo, 40 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists. And that is your NBA scoreboard. Now, we go from the hardwood to the synthetically hard ice for our hockey feature, which is, of course, some minor league action as well. You know, I should clip this stash and shape this beard a little bit more. Might just do that. Let's get alrighty. One game still going on. It is in the third period, 16-19. And so that means they're still early in third. Continue to battle. This time it's a 3-3 tie. Final scores, Panthers over the Bruins, 4-1. In overtime, the Red Wings defeated Les Capitals, 3-2. In other overtime scores, there were a lot of them. Here's one. The Maple Leafs beat Linda Steele's Chicago Blackhawks 3-2 in overtime, and the Las Vegas Golden Knights defeated the Dallas Stars 3-2. Do we have any more finals? Nope. That was it for hockey. Oh, not so fast. No, it is not all. Because we got the AHL and the OHL, the Ontario Hockey League. And then we'll get to my Baxalog. So here we go. If there's anything going on, and there certainly is, let's get to it. The Bakersfield Condors beat the Colorado Eagles by a score of 5-4. Belleville Senators over the Rochester Americans 7-3. Chicago Wolves over the Grand Rapids Griffins 3-0. Syracuse Crunch over the Hershey Bears 3-2. Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins over the Lehigh Valley Phantoms 4-2. The Laval Rockets over the Toronto Marlies 5-0. And there you go. That is it. There's only one game Thursday, and we'll give you that game as well. But right now, let's hit up to the Ontario Hockey League. And were there any games tonight? Well, I'm afraid to say the answer to that question is there we go. Okay, yeah, we had 3 games in the Ontario Hockey League. Let's go to them, and we happen to have the our other worldly list. If we didn't, I will understand and act accordingly. Okay, we had the list somewhere here, guys. We had the list, the abbreviatables, but that is okay. We can work this out. London defeated Owen Sound by a score of 4-1. Saginaw over Flint. I'll get it right. I'm a little rusty. Saginaw over Flint, 4-1. And the Sioux defeated Kitchener 3-1. And that is your hockey little fandango. And trust me, it is a fandango, folks. So there you go. Hey, Bart the Blizzard. What's happening? What's up? Say your name. Hey. Hiya. Hey, welcome to our little show here. And we're going to make a few we got to do a little monologue here. Before we begin, just want to make mention that coming soon, don't know when, but we will be making some changes here. And mainly, we're going to have a little enclosure so we can actually, do this show without background noise. And we're also going to try some new things as well to improve this broadcast. This is a work in progress. We're glad you're here with us. And we're going to just have a little fun with sports more than ever. Anyway, I wear the Spartan green. Why do I wear Spartan green? Because I think the Spartans are going to win. Anyway, here we go. Let's go to our scores and fixtures. But before we do that, I got to tell you something. Tonight, I will state this. I never could understand cricket until I actually heard a cricket game. And it's interesting. I will say this. I love I love the game of cricket, especially when it's on radio. You get to hear the explanations. Yes, he went for a googly. Well, that's nice to know he went for a googly. Um, I tell you, it's exciting to hear a sport that never gets play on American television. Hear it on radio. Uh, it's just incredible. So if you ever want to know how to play cricket, you can get the explanation from anyone, or you just listen to a little radio call. It's fun. It's exciting. It's like baseball on acid, as Robin Williams once said. It is total bizarro, indeed. And I love it. So, to the folks over at SEN in Australia, I forget the number that the radio station is, but they do cricket very good. They do it with class, with style. I can't wait till one time we can actually see live cricket on ESPN, not the animal, the game. Anyways, let's let's get rocking here with our good time, hot uh, little scourge, shall we? Okay, in the Scottish Premiership, Ross County over Dundee, 5-0. Celtic over Hibernian, 3-1. Livingston and Dundee United, 1-1. Motherswell tied with St. Mirren, 2-2. So did the Rangers in Aberdeen. They tied 2-2. So did St. Johnstone in the heart of Midlothian. They went 1-1. Yes! In the EFL Cup, Tottenham Hotspur defeated Burnley 1-0. Leicester City and Brighton and Hove Albion tied at 2, but Leicester City won 4-2 on penalties. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Liverpool over Preston North End 2-0. Brentford over Stoke City 2-1. Yes, indeed. West Ham United and Manchester City. They played it, and it was 0-0, so they had their penalty kicks. And West Ham United, they won on them their penalty kicks by a score of 5-3. In women's international friendlies, when you say that, you have to chuckle. Women's international friendlies? Ooh. U.S. beat South Korea 6-0. In the Scottish Challenge Cup, hey, now we know what they wear under the kilts. They wear a Challenge Cup. Rangers over Aloha Athletic 3-2. In the Spanish La Liga, Mallorca in Seville, they tied at 1. Rayo Vallecano defeated Barcelona. Barcelona. Yeah, everybody dance. 1-0. Real Betis. I know her cousin, fake Betis. 4-1 over Valencia. Anyway. And Real Madrid and Osasuna ended in a goose egg tie. In das German DFB Cup, Bayer Leverkusen lost to Karlsruhe 2-1. St. Pauli defeated Dynamo Dresden 3-2. Union Berlin defeated Wardorf Mannheim Steamroller 3-1. Then, get ready. 3-1, by the way, was that final score. Augsburg and Bochum tied at 2, but Bochum won 5-4 on penalties. Borussia Mönchengladbach over Bayern Munich 5-0. Hannover 96, Fortuna Dusseldorf. Hannover 96 beat Fortuna Düsseldorf 3-0. Jan Reskeberg and Hansa Rostock tied at 3, but Hansa Rostock won 4-2 on penalties. Köln and they defeated Stuttgart 2-1. In Italia Serie A, Sassuolo defeated Juventus 2-1. Atalanta defeated Sampdoria 3-1. Aren't you glad that Atalanta won a soccer game, but Atlanta couldn't win Game 2 of the World Series? Don't worry, Atlanta gets their revenge. The World Series goes to Atlanta. Welcome, Major League Baseball Commissioner, to Atlanta. You remember Atlanta? You awarded us the All-Star game. Then you took it away when you took that damn knee and thought everything was and listened to the wrong people, so you took the All-Star game and sent it to Denver, where it's worse there. Ha! Bada bada boom bang. Okay, let's keep going. Hellas Verona and Udinese, ID nephew, tied at 1. Roma defeated Cagliari 2-1. Inter Milan over Empoli 2-0. Lazio over Fiorentina 1-0. In the French League 1, n'est-ce pas? Nice defeat and Marseille ended up 1-1. On the streets of Brazil, Bahia over Cesar tied at 1. Santos over Fluminense 2-0. Finland. Helsinki over HIFK Helsinki 1-0. Honka, they made it simple. They beat Oulu 6-1. Lodi over Merheim 3-0. Inner Turku, I know our cousin. Outer Turku. Yes, it's in Turku. Defeated Ilves 2-0. Haka, that's what you do to a loogie. You haka a loogie. 4-2 over KTP. Are you down with KTP? SJK and Cups Kupoyo tied at 2. On the Norwegian soccer, it was Haugesund and Rosenberg at 0. Lillestrøm and Stabæk at 3-0. Lillestrøm. Jandelin defeated Christensen 5-0. Sandefjord over Strømsgodset 2-0. Tromsø over Odd 2-0. That was odd, wasn't it? Oh, yes. Mold over Bodo Glim. Bodo Glimt defeated Mold 2-0. On Sweden, it was Hammarby over Sirius 1-0. Kalmar and Vaterberg's boys, they tied the two. Malmo over Ajax, 1-0. Ostersunds and Haken, Aluki. They ended in 1-1 tie. In that there Major League Soccer, the Los Angeles Football Club defeated the Seattle Sounders by a score 3-0. Yeah, you want the revolution? I can give you the revolution. You say you want a revolution. Well, you beat Colorado 1-0. Atlanta United defeated Inter Miami. By the way, their cousin, I love her to death. She's known as Outer Miami. And then we have a kid, his name is Middle Miami. Columbus Crew over the Orlando City, 3-2. DC United over New York Red Bulls. They had wings and they could have used them. They lost 1-0 over the DC United. Nashville defeated Cincinnati 6-3. You know Nashville. My mama married my papa till I found out my papa was my brother Earl. And my mama was her sister Eileen. Now we're seeing a therapist for the family. Anyway, let's keep going. This is fun. By the way, 6-3 final score, Nashville over Cincinnati. New York City Football Club over the Chicago Fire by score 1-0. And Toronto and Philadelphia did the little tie dance. You know what the little tie dance is? That's when, especially Toronto and Philadelphia, they wore some tutus because that's what the final score was, a 2-2 tie. You thought I was going for another joke, didn't you? Yuck. By the way, Nick Rakita, the humble Minnesota lawyer, has a show on. It's called Lost Blaming the Interwebs. And thus, ladies and gentlemen, we do this with the blessing of the United States. And we say this. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I went so far and I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. Anyway. Well, maybe someday when we replay what this here thing is, we might find out just what it is I was supposed to say. Oh, yeah, now I know what I was supposed to say. I mumbled. We got some headlines. So here we go. And I'm going to do the headlines with this southern accent here. So let's go to it in the National Football League. The Arizona Cardinals, maybe without star pass rusher JJ. What? Like what? I love Mandy. I can't help it. Mandy Summers. Great reason to smile. Anyway, the Arizona Cardinals may be without him for the remainder of the 2021 season. On Wednesday, Adam Schefter of ESPN reported that Watt will undergo shoulder surgery that is likely to be season-ending. Watt reportedly injured his shoulder in the first half against his former team, the Houston Texans, last Sunday. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, Superman and Wonder Woman were in her invisible plane doing the nasty. At least we found out Superman isn't really faster than a speeding bullet. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, the Cardinals ruled Watt out for Thursday night's matchup against the Green Bay Packers. He did not practice all week. While Watt was able to play through the injury on Sunday, it appears this issue was more serious than anticipated, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. The recovery timetable for this procedure is likely at least 3 months. In 7 games played this season, Watt has recorded 6 combined tackles, 1 sack, 10 quarterback hits, and a partridge in a pear tree. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Villains, Wonder Woman was seen with Lex Luthor rubbing his head. Who knew it was that short? A 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year shocked the NFL world this offseason when he announced that he was signing a 2-year deal worth $31 million with the Cardinals after 10 seasons in Houston. But the Cardinals proved to be a great landing spot. Arizona is the lone remaining undefeated team in the National Football League and have the number 4 defense in the league when it comes to average yards of total offense allowed per game. Now that defense is going to have to find a way to replace one of their starting defensive ends. Maybe we should call the Super Friends. All right, it is time that I do this for perfect reasoning. Why perfect reasoning? Well, because we do have an NFL game that we must do. And as we all know, when we go for the prediction, we go straight to Mr. Magnetism, otherwise known as the rabbi, who has been checking up on this game. And we have heard from him, and he is saying for the first time ever, the Arizona Cardinals will beat the Green Bay Packers tomorrow night. 34-27 is his prediction. And we'll get some other predictions coming up. We'll get the rest of his predictions on our Saturday show. How's that? I'm doing good. Here we go. If there was any question... No. I'm going to do this like Gilbert Gottfried. If there was any question about how much the Los Angeles Lakers miss LeBron James, Wednesday night's ugly 123-115 loss to the previously winless Oklahoma City Thunder serves as exhibits A, B, C, and D. Funny how you can use the alphabet. I'm Gilbert Gottfried, USA, up all night. With James out due to an ankle injury, the Lakers blew a 26-point first-half lead in one of the worst losses that the franchise has ever suffered. Besides the suffering from athlete's foot, or in LeBron's case, athlete's mouth. Including the playoffs, the Lakers had won their previous 230 games when leading by 25 or more at any point during the contest. Well, make that 230-1. And an incredible way to louse up a lead. You lose it, then you lose the game. I guess that's why the Lakers won't make the playoffs this year. I have a feeling. I'm Gilbert Gottfried. Anyway, let's to this. The New Orleans Saints have brought back an old friend into the fold. On Wednesday, CBS Sports NFL insider Josina Anderson reported the Houston Texans are trading running back Mark Ingram to the Saints, the club where he began his NFL career. Tom Pelissero reports from the NFL Network, or for the NFL Network, that the deal is still being finalized. Yes, trying to be finalized, yes. The 31-year-old was originally drafted by the Saints with the number 28 overall pick in the 2011 NFL Draft after an incredible run at the University of Alabama, which included a Heisman Trophy campaign in 2009. In 8 seasons with the Saints, Ingram made 3 Pro Bowls and rushed for a total of 6,007 yards and 50 touchdowns. Now, Ingram signed with the Baltimore Ravens ahead of the 2019 season and made immediate impact, became the top rushing offense in the NFL, as he recorded 1,265 yards from scrimmage and 15 touchdowns. Now, however, he was waived this offseason, scooped up by the Texans. Now, he did start in all 7 games. He has played for the Texans this season and had rushed for 294 yards and 1 touchdown on 92 carries. The Saints clearly felt as though they needed some help at running back, as Tony Jones Jr. was placed on injured reserve with an ankle injury a couple of weeks ago. Now Ingram will be reunited, and it feels so good with Alvin Kamara, who is apparently happy with the news. Yes, he is as giddy as a schoolgirl. The NFL trade deadline less than a week away, and we could see more transactions in the coming days. After news of Ingram's trade broke, Texans wide receiver Brandon Crooks tweeted, "This is bullshit, such a joke," end quote. This could be a reaction to the Ingram trade, or maybe he learned he could be on the way out of town as well. Oh, poor baby. Does he want his baba? All right, let's keep going here. The Mets. Oh yeah, this one's pretty messy. Well, the Mets continue their executive search/gong show. As their search for a new head of baseball operations has hit more dead ends than, well, Carr. The Mets, who have been turned down by several high-profile candidates in recent weeks, appear to have whiffed on Milwaukee Brewers general manager Matt Arnold, who has withdrawn his name from consideration, per Adam McCalvey of MLB.com. Arnold had been New York's leading candidate, according to Mike Puma of the New York Post. Puma? Yeah, Puma. Puma of the New York Post. Wow. As of Tuesday, the Mets have been waiting for the Brewers to grant them permission to speak to Arnold about the role. Teams seldom stand in the way of employees who have the opportunity to take a promotion, rendering that aspect more of a formality. It's unclear what, if anything, caused Arnold to take his name out of the running. The 42-year-old Arnold has worked for the Brewers, the Rays, the Reds, and the Rangers. He was mentioned by our friends over at CBS Sports earlier this week as a plausible candidate for the Mets. Now he isn't. The Mets have also been denied permission to interview Toronto Blue Jays president Mark Shapiro, according to New York Post Ken Davidoff. It's unlikely Shapiro would have left Toronto for what amounts to a demotion to president of baseball operations with the Mets. This still gives insight into New York's thinking. They're not limiting themselves to up-and-comers. New York has missed out on the previous 3 targets after the Brewers denied them permission to interview president of baseball operations, David Stearns, and both the Oakland Athletics vice president of baseball operations, Billy Beane, and former Chicago Cub and Red Sox executive Theo Epstein withdrew from consideration. Wow. According to Puma's report, Arnold may have looked to hire an individual from the Rays front office to become his general manager. The Rays seem likely to assign that title to Peter Bendix at some point, preventing him from taking the same job with the Mets. That means most obvious candidate, and let's face it, it's the only one left, would have been Bobby Heck. Puma has reported in the past that Mets owner Steve Cohen once recommended Heck to the previous ownership group as a GM candidate. Well, let's oops, we double clicked. Yes, we did. We should not have double clicked. Okay. We'll get to the other headlines in a moment. Let's get to you a little World Series game number 2, because we owe that to you, folks. We do owe that to you. We do our best. You remember yesterday the Braves beat the Astros by a high score. Well, the Astros got even. No, they didn't use a trash can. But Jose Siri launched himself head, arms flexed, and screamed with all his might. The career minor leaguer sparked a team whose biggest stars took away the Houston Astros to 7-2 victory over the Atlanta Braves on Wednesday night, that even the Fall Classic got a game apiece. Jose Altuve doubled early, homered late, and scored twice to break out at the plate. Series speed and aggressive play created havoc on the bases, leading to a 4-run second inning that helped the Astros snap a 5-game skid at home in the World Series. It's the first time they've won a World Series game in Houston since the 13-12 victory over the Dodgers in 10 innings in Game 5 on October 29th, 2017. Altuve hit a leadoff double and scored in the first inning before adding a solo homer in the 7th as the October-tested Astros rolled past the very sloppy Braves. Jose Urquidy gave the Astros 5 solid innings for his second career World Series win, and the Houston bullpen, already so important this postseason, did the rest. The best of the series shifts to Atlanta, where the fans are going to greet Major League Baseball like they should, with Let's Go Brandon chants. Only they won't be actually Let's Go Brandon. That'll be the other words. And I will tell you this, and I have a feeling the commissioner of baseball will hope that the Astros Braves game or series goes a full 7. That's going to be fun, isn't it? Yes, it is. Anyway, talk more about that later. But right now, let us continue to give you what we can, folks. Let's see. All right, I think we've hit the nets on this. Yes, we have. There we go. Okay, let's all right. I think we did, yeah. And the pitchers, Ian Anderson will pitch for the Braves against rookie Luis Garcia. Of course, broadcast time, it'll be on Fox. It'll be 7:30, I do believe. Okay. Let's keep going with the headlines. And here's another absurded fun fest of a headline. The Deshaun Watson world continues to spin. Absent a material change in the criminal investigation, but let's try that again. Thank you. Into sexual misconduct allegations, Deshaun Watson is indeed believed to be eligible to play for a team should the Texans trade him before the November 2nd deadline. This is, of course, according to multiple sources, and it supports what the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said publicly as recently as Tuesday evening at the NFL owners meeting. Though many in league circles believe this claim is dubious and that the NFL could pull a fast one on a team potentially trading for Watson. CBSSports.com is told the league is steadfast about not placing Watson on the commissioner's exempt list if there are no criminal charges filed. Though it's true the list is normally reserved for players who are charged with a felony or violent crime, it's also true the league has yet to investigate Watson, since they normally reserve all that for the end of their own investigation. Only president is blocking the league from placing Watson on the list. And according to the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, players are placed on the exempt list prior to the determination of discipline, and any appeal therefrom under the personal conduct policy will be paid while on the commissioner's exempt list and credited for the regular postseason games missed against any suspension ultimately imposed. Yes. Now, a player could be placed on a list and then suspended without pay, and that's been a concern for some teams as it relates to any potential Watson discipline. He is facing, by the way, 22 civil lawsuits and 10 criminal complaints alleging sexual misconduct and assault. If this was true, if this is proved true, how the hell did he find time to play football? Anyway, there you go. Okay, do we have anything more? Hello. Oh, boy, I woke up. I'm hoping it's 2 o'clock. There. Okay, so we got no more headlines. We've only got, what, one more segment left to go? No, we got... Oh, you want to do another little piece of poo? Okay, we'll do another piece of pussy. A piece of poisé, I should say. Yes. Okay. Though much of the reporting and then the ultimate investigation to the Chicago Blackhawks handling of 200 of the 2010 sexual abuse allegations against then video coach Brad Aldrich. For the damn ad. Kill the ad. Thank you. Thank you. The identity of the key player in question was only listed as John Doe. Well, on Wednesday, Kyle Beach, which is like Veronica Lake. No, let's see, Kyle Beach. I know the cousin of Ventura Beach, and of course his little baby son of a beach. Wah wah. Okay, anyway, Kyle Beach on Wednesday revealed in TSN SportsCenter interview with Rick Westhead, who had led much of the reporting into this, along with Katie Strang, Mark Lazarus, and Scott Power of The Athletic, that he is John Doe. Beach, now playing in Germany, spoke candidly about how this abuse has affected him and how disappointed he was in responses and denials from the Blackhawks organization and the lack of action from the NHLPA, and the full conversation between him and Westhead is well worth a watch or a read. There's a full transcript, TSN link, but his comments that really stand out on why he's going public with this. Quote, "It's been a big step for me, my process of recovery, as I process the events that happened and as I truly deal with the underlying issues that I have from them. For me, I wanted to come forward and put my name on this. To be honest, it's already out there. The details are pretty accurate in the report, and it's been figured out. More than that, I've been a survivor. I am a survivor, and I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only one, male or female. And I buried this for 10, 11 years, and it's destroyed me from the inside out. And I want everybody to know in the sports world and in the world that you're not alone, that if these things happen to you, you need to speak up, because there are support systems like Sheldon Kennedy, like the U.S. gymnastics team, like USA Soccer. There are support systems. There is people that are with you, and I hope that this entire process can make a systematic change to make sure this never happens again, because it not only affected me as a young adult, now as a 31-year-old man, but it also affected kids because it was not handled in a correct way." And there you go on that. Wow. Incredible. Is there any more? Oh, yes, we must get to this one. The Washington football team and the Chicago Blackhawks and their corresponding leagues, the NFL and NHL, are each in the news for a report on sexual assault. And in the Washington case, also sexual harassment and within those organizations. But those conversations are at far different places at this moment because of the differences in how those law firm reports were handled. So far, the Washington case has only led to an oral report to the NFL, while the Chicago case led to a written report that was released to the public in full. And there's growing pressure on the NFL to provide at least some increased transparency on the Washington investigation. Last week, the House Committee on Oversight and Reform sent a nicely worded letter to the NFL Commissioner, Roger Goodell, seeking to fully understand this workplace conduct and the league's response, or in my opinion, lack of response. On Tuesday, former Washington employees Ana Nunez and Melanie Colburn traveled to the NFL's New York City office during league meetings to push for increased transparency on the investigation. Speaking to the media and delivering a letter to owners, which included, "We are calling on you to demand that the NFL make the findings public." Of course, that hasn't yet led to the league doing so. Goodell spoke at the end of Tuesday's meetings and said that there would be no report because some of the people who spoke to investigators didn't want their identity revealed. But as Mike Florio noted at Pro Football Talk, that doesn't really prohibit the creation of a report at all. It just means it needs some redactions and or alternate names. In other words, you're going to get one big, massive blackout. And despite Goodell's comments on Wednesday, Las Vegas Raider owner Mark Davis, who had his own franchise impacted by this thanks to very selective leaking of emails involving now former Raiders coach John Gruden, said he thinks there should be a written report released to the public. And as Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, Democrat of Illinois, on the aforementioned House Committee, told Adam Longo of WUSA, the CBS affiliate in Washington, D.C., Goodell's comments on cooperating with Congress but not turning over this information don't seem to add up. We got to agree. So there you go. So they got to start. The NFL has no choice. They must release the emails to the public. So we'll find out what happens. Indeed. By the way, congratulations to JJ Redick. He is ESPN's newest NBA analyst. Congratulations. There we go. And that is, we got one more segment, so we might as well top the segment off with another exquisite segment, if we can do. That's right. We go now to our international sports desk, where if we spoke French, we would understand ourselves. And here we go. Ooh. Did we do... yeah, we did. Okay, we did Italy, and we did Spain. Okay, in EuroLeague basketball, Unix Kazan defeated Baskonia 83-69. Ding. Real Madrid over Zenit Petersburg 75-68. Leon Villeurbanne defeated CSK Moscow 70-68. And Panathinaikos defeated Anadolu Efes 95-69. In the Euro Cup, it was Buduknost 71, Valencia 70. Cedevita Olimpija 91, JL Bourg 79, Moorbank Andorra over Trento 85-73, Livalos 86, Lask Wroclaw 83, Partizan 85, Turk Telecom 59, Virtuous Bologna an 87-76 winner over Ulm. All right. Let's end this on a solid notation. Nippon Professional Baseball in Japan, Rakuten Golden Eagles over the Chiba Lottie Marines 2-1. Watanabe gets the win for the Eagles. He's 1-0. Sasaki gets a loss for the Marines. He's 8-1. Is he? Yes, he is. He's 8-1. In South Korea, by the way, that was the only game tonight, or that was the only game they had. In South Korea, the LG Twins outdid the Hanwha Eagles 9-1. Kiwoom Heroes over the Samsung Lions 8-3. NC Dinos over the KT Wiz Swang 9-6. Kia Tigers over Lottie Giants 3-2. And the Doosan Bears beat the SSG Landers 8-5. There you go. Let's see. England defeated in the World 20 for cricket. England defeated Bangladesh 126 to 124. And that, my friends, is going to wrap it up. We've done it. We've hit all the parts, and we got about 8 minutes left. I'd say 9 minutes exactly. 8-9 minutes. And we thank you. We thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we will be back tomorrow night. Regular time, this time 11:35. Since the World Series has a travel day, they're going to Atlanta. Huzzah! Huzzah! Okay, that is going to wrap it up. And we thank you for watching. We thank you for caring. We thank you for the love. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit that bell, and everything will be nice and neat. And we are starting to think of going to do Twitch. And for that, we may be downloading OBS. If we do, I'm going to see if somebody can help me out with the understanding of OBS, so we can have a good little professionally done show with an unprofessional host, which of course is me. But thanks everybody for watching. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. We'll talk to you all tomorrow, 11:35 Eastern Time. Go green, go white, go maize, go blue, go plaid. See you tomorrow, everybody.